Okay, good morning again. So we're going to sit in our chair to the front of your chair. So you have room in front of you. This is the open space, but behind you, you want enough room so that you can really access that. And the next thing we do is align our toes so that the toes, if this is my feet, they are in alignment there. We're going to wiggle jiggle ourselves into perfect balance so that 50% of your weight is on one leg, 50% on the other. Because subconsciously we have a tendency to like have our favorite side that we lean to. And then that can really throw off the muscles in your back, the way it's pulling to keep you balanced. So wiggling and jiggling is like sifting flour into a recipe. It's a good thing to do. And then take your fingers by your breastbone here. And if you think you're sitting straight, press into it and press up a little bit. And just see how that opens up the whole rib cage area. But don't stiffen. You don't want to be stiff. Now, last week we talked about breathing and to put the tongue on your roof of your mouth when you inhale. So we're going to do that again, always. As you inhale, that tongue gently, and this is always through the nose, that tongue gently rises right behind the front teeth. And then you have two choices of how you want to exhale. Either purge it out, like get rid of this stuff, it will be through your mouth. Or if you just want a gentle release, then you exhale through the nose. So you have a choice. Either way, tongue on the roof when you always inhale. That will become second nature to you. All right, so we're sitting nice and tall. We're in the front of our chair. Our feet are in alignment and we're grounded in. The grounding energy, that's a Mother Earth energy. That's a very feminine energy. It's called yin, Y-I-N, yin energy, yin and yang. Close your eyes and treat yourselves to some deep breathing. Feel the lungs like rise on the big inhale. And on the exhale, it sort of deflates like you're letting the air out of a balloon. And each time you inhale, of course at your own pace, take notice to little subtleties like, oh, my side ribs are expanding. Oh, I can feel it happening in my back body too. And on the exhale, the belly button pulls into the spine. You inhale, the lower belly gets big and full. And then after one more good noticeable breath, just let your breath do its own thing as you just sit there in stillness for a moment, thinking about your feet, feeling the texture on your surface, and then the crown of your head, feeling your connection to that, and you're breathing between the feet and the crown of your head. So take one more deep breath in, and let it go. Now, to set our opening, bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Ideally, this would be done eyes closed, but if you're brand new or don't remember, then definitely open your eyes. So prayer hands at the heart connects the palms, which is the pericardium meridian. So bring those together, and it comes right at the heart space. And you can tuck between your palms your intention for today. Anything to get you through the day with greater ease, joy, calmness, sense of presence. Put it in there. You just need a good parking space when you go out. That'll do the trick. And now we're going to open up our practice. So you take the attention, which is between your palms. Again, peek if you need to. You release the hands down to your side, spreading the fingers, drawing a giant chi bubble, giant ball of energy around you, as high as you can reach. And then it slides on the exhale into your heart. And we do 3 of those. So we close our practice as well. And back down. And again. Now let's take one more deep breath in and connect to each other. and sigh it out. And then if your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. Typically, I like to start with 5 flexions of the spine because it really warms up the body and it gets the spine moving just the way it should be. The first flexion of the spine is the spine should move forward and back, should hinge off of the hips. So we're squishing over the creases in our leg. The Qigong, these are called your leg gates. Lots of lymph nodes in there. And you can start with a flat back. Now, as you're back, you have to honor it. So when you're ready, you start to curve and arch your back, only to your spine's ability to do that. Slip discs, herniated discs, compressed disc, anything like that. You want to back it way off. But if your back is really good, you just curve because it feels so good to stretch out that low back. The belly button comes into the spine. And we'll do just one more. Now, the second way your spine should go is it should go left and right. So with floppy arms, I see people sometimes like stiff. No, let the arms float. Let the hips move in your seat, but still stay firmly grounded with your feet on the floor. And pick a side that you want to exhale to a little bit more vigorously, like float up. Like you're blowing a feather away. You only need to do a few of those. But your rib cage is happy and your lungs are so happy because they have room to move. Then you slow that down and you widen your feet. Right? If you were on a yoga mat, it would be the edges of your mat. Next way the spine has to move is side to side, this way. So stretching up, lengthens through your whole side body. Helps you reach things in cupboards way up there. And then we also have things to pick up off the floor. So it's the same kind of motion, but it might tweak your body a little bit differently than moving up and up. Different set of muscles in your low back and engage. And one more to each side. And this only takes 2-3 minutes. Now, the next one is the last one. And this is where you want to be able to rotate that spine in a big circle. Now, if you ate right before class, you would make these smaller, less vigorous circles. If you ate a while ago or even haven't eaten yet, you can make big circles. And then reverse those circles, take it in the other direction. So these are the 5 flexions of the spine. It's 2-3 minutes, depending on how many of them you do today. And then we'll just breathe normally. Now your lung points, this is lung season. So your lung points start right underneath your collarbone. So take your right hand, put it on your left shoulder, indentation right here towards the crease of your arm. And then take your right hand, find that collarbone, come down just a little bit, and then tap. So as you're tapping, we're going to do 2 things at once here. You're going to widen the feet, and this is optional. You're going to come up on your toes and down on your heels, just activating the legs as well. And really breathe. Colds, flu, any kind of respiratory, asthma, all of the things that happen that are related to lung health. You get a little extra boost. This is a point in Qigong they call the immunity booster point. That's how potent it is. And legs are optional. And one more. Now, tapping the lungs, we're going to just release that them round the shoulders. You want mobility in your shoulders so that that lung meridian, which we'll show you in 1 second, comes down your arm. You want it to be able to move through that shoulder with no restriction. One more. Now, before we do that, let's take an ear to a shoulder and stretch the neck. Go to the other side. Roll it out. Come back up straight. Put the chin into the hollow of the throat. And then look up towards where the wall and ceiling meet. Good. Come back to neutral. Now, right hand on left lung point. Stretch out your left hand. We're going to do some fingers and fists just to wake the hand up. And the thumb, I'm going to take the thumb and we're just going to wiggle the thumb. Wiggle the thumb, tap the rib, tap the lung point. You can do that. Your brain is coordinating those two motions. Now we're going to tap all the way down the inside of your arm and out the thumb. The thumb is where that meridian ends. So just swipe on down, swipe on down, swipe on down. Now we do the other side. So as you're tapping, do some fingers and fists. Wiggle the thumb, tap the fingers on the lung point, and then swipe down for a tap, your choice. Come out the thumb, out the thumb. And then shake your arms out. You've just given your lung meridian a nice wake up. Now, concentrating on the low body, you walk your feet in. We're going to take our left ankle and put it on our right knee. If this is not accessible for you, you can get a little stool or just cross the leg. But this is your preferred setup. If you have access to sliding your fingers through your toes, even better. If not, just hold on to the foot. If you can't reach your foot, don't worry about that. Now we're going to circle the ankle. And you might find that your big toe and your thumb can touch. This is a lung point touching a spleen point. And it's a good thing. So we're widening our footbed by spreading the toes. They're very resistant. They don't want to do that. We try to make that happen. Let's take that in reverse. As you age, your foot pattern gets a little compromised. So we want a nice big footbed so that we have more stability. And we release that. And we're just going to hinge forward and feel that stretch in the side hip and the low back. Take our hands behind your back and rub them. This is a point called the Mingmen. It's our gate of life. I didn't talk too much last week about Qigong points, but we're sliding them in today. So each class is a little different. So rub there, and then just come up. The exhale takes you down, the in-breath takes you up. Just come up and back. And one more. Now we take this knee and we slide it over the other knee. And again, if that's not accessible, just cross your ankles. Let's take a twist to the left and sit up really tall and ground into your foot. And breathe. Twisting helps to detox the intestinal tract. Just to move it along. Come back to neutral. Uncross this leg. We have to do the other side. So right ankle comes up to left knee. We thread the fingers through the toes if possible. Start to rotate that ankle. Good ankle mobility helps our gait to stay nice and smooth and even. That helps us from tripping, falling, and stumbling. Then my finger of the thumbnail, and my big toenail are kind of touching and rubbing. Accessing a point. Now we reverse those circles. And we let go. Then you hinge forward and up. One side of your body might be a bit different than the other side, so let's take notice to that. It's normal. and blow it out. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, or when you inhale. And one more. And then cross this knee over that knee and take a twist. And come back to neutral. Uncross the legs. Now this is an optional position, but one I highly encourage because it really helps with foot strength. It helps with hands and things like that. People do not like this pose. You take your foot and you slide it back and under. And the very first time you do it, sometimes it's impossible to do, and sometimes it's painful to do. But if you do it all the time, it becomes very enjoyable. You have to trust me on that. So you slide them under if you want to and if you can. Then we're going to take our right hand, get our mind off the feet, and draw it over and stretch. And then we're going to take it up and stretch back. If you can't put your hand above your head without dipping your head, then bring it underneath and press. Either position is fine. Try to scratch something you can't reach normally on your back. Just try and open up through the armpit. And then we're going to swipe down, helping the lymph nodes to drain in their right orientation, down and towards the heart. And we'll do the other side. Take that arm out. See, you've got all about your feet, hopefully. Draw it across. You can let go of those feet anytime you want to. Take it up and back. And then we'll swipe this down. You can do this when you're showering. Always, wash in the direction that the lymphatics drain. They drain down and towards the heart. Very healthy to do every day. Help to move those lymph nodes. So lymph nodes are up here. They're in so many spots of the body. We're going to shake the arms out and release the feet. Scooch a little front, and we're going to just tap, 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 tap those feet. Bring your arms to the front and up overhead and out to the sides again and back here. And then let them sit on your lap and really pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, and then stop. Bring your hands to low belly, close your eyes, and take 3 breaths. Your legs should be tingly, alive and awake. Another big breath. Good job. Okay, today we're going to stand up and do some things with our chair, using it to help us stay supported and to help us stretch better. So everybody stand on up. I'll adjust the screen a little bit. And you'll come to the side of your chair. Okay, come to the side of your chair. And just coming to the side of your chair. Now, if you have really good balance and you're used to doing this, you don't even have to hold on. Otherwise, you're going to use a little training wheel right here. You're going to come up on your toes and down. And you're going to take your free hand and bring it up and down. Now, if you're really good and stable, you can bring both arms up and down like so. Otherwise, you hold on to one side. And let's say you don't want to stand up for whatever reason. Maybe you have an injury or you're just tired. You can do this sitting down. Just come up on your toes in your chair and do this motion. Good. Now we're going to stay there, shake that out a little bit, and hold on to the chair, and take this outside leg and kick it out to the side and back. Try not to do this. Don't be leaning. So try and stay straight. That will restrict. If I lean, ooh, I can get it up pretty high. But if I'm straight, it goes a lot less. Now you're working on everything in your glute here. And then you let that go. Shake it out again. Those of you that can are going to take this outer leg, bring it up to here and bring it back. Up to here, bring it back. And let's say you can't do that, you're just gonna touch and go. This will help with your balance. If you wanna try to really work on your balance, you would not touch the chair, but that's another layer that you could add. Unless you're really working out a lot, you don't have to do everything in at one time. So what's happening here, and let's beat our last one, check it out, is you might feel a burning in the leg that you're not even using, just the leg you're standing on, called dynamic resistance, building bone muscle mass in the standing supporting leg, okay? We're gonna go the other side. So either walk around or move your chair, that's why I love a folding chair. We're gonna come up on the toes and down again. Now this time it's the other arm. And we're holding on, or maybe we're not holding on. This helps with your calves are your second heart, so it's pumping the blood up. We're pressing on our kidney points in the bottom of the foot every time we come up on our toes. That's being activated. The shoulders are getting greater mobility. It's all good. And last one. Okay, try not to lean again. Be straight and just kick out. One more. And one more. Makes 10 of those. Shake that out. And now again, standing leg, you're gonna touch and release. And again, you can just cross over below. You could let go or hold on. Lots of things happening back here. Two more. And last one. Now, walk away from your chair a little bit and shake it out. This is called in Qigong, it's called shaking the tree. And it helps to relieve tension, especially if you blow it out. It helps to regenerate cells, so stirring everything up. It's like a snow globe. You just shake it up. And one of the best parts is when you stop shaking that snow globe and watch it be just floating down real pretty. So when you stop, bring your hands to low belly and close your eyes. So the magic happens. One more good breath. Awesome. All right, we're going back to the chair. So have a seat. There's times more that we can do standing up with the chair. We'll add on to that next week. But for today, we go back to the chair and widen the legs again. So we have room in here. We're going to take our arms out to the side and just breathe for the count of 4 as you inhale your arms up. Just like inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale, 2, 3, 4. If you want to add coming up on your toes, and then releasing. We'll do it again. Inhale and exhale. This time, don't come up on your toes. Inhale it up here and stay up here. Now we're going to dive forward. You might only come to shoulder height. If you can go all the way to the floor and let your head release, even better. And then roll the body up, round the shoulders, set your arms off to the side. And we do it again. So inhale. Now exhale down. The inhale rolls you up. Then we round the shoulders to set ourselves perfectly in place. And we do it again. We inhale up. We exhale down. And we roll the body up. and round the shoulders. Now, we slide our forearms forward onto our lap here. We're going to take our right shoulder, cross it over the body, like so, and dip towards the left knee. It's not going to touch. You come back up to neutral. The left shoulder crosses over to the right, over, down, and towards the right knee, and you come up. A real gentle motion, just crossing and stretching. And of course, breathing. One more to each side. And then rolling the body up again. Good job. Now, cross the arms, tap the lungs again. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhale and blow it out. Work those lungs one more time. Inhale deep and let it go. And release the hands. Okay. Last one for this session, before we wind it down and close it up, is having lots of nice leg strength to get up and out of your chair without pushing yourself up. So if possible, you just cross your arms so you don't use them as a momentum force. You're just going to stand up. Watch how you sit down. Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. Don't go by my speed, go by what your body can handle. The knees might feel a little cranky. That's your cue, maybe as long as you're not injuring them, that you need a little bit more of this. And one more. And we're down. Good. Okay. Final movement is to think of yourself as now you've revved up your body a little bit. You're going to open the door and see like what version of yourself comes through. This is called opening the door in Qigong. So the arms come up. This is on the in-breath. Flick your wrists, widen your fingers, draw them through like thick jello. That's the exhale. You can even use your legs to come up on the toes. You can opening the door. Pretend it's like a garage door that rolls up. So roll up the door. Step into your day. Door closes behind you. One more. Opening the door. All of those Qigong movements are in the Friday morning class, and I invite you to that. Now, sit back in your chair a little bit. We'll bring our hands to prayer at the heart, grounding into our feet, and really connecting feet to the earth, getting yourself stable and grounded. Connecting the top of your head to the heavens. And you can ask for divine help anytime you want it. Reconnect with your original intention of whatever you place between your palms, and let's say, oh, I don't even know what I asked for. For something else. And we'll close our practice just like we began. So release the palms, take them through the air, spread the fingers wide, take them overhead, slide them into your heart on the exhale 3 times. Let's take one more deep connected breath in. Hold it as long as you can this time. And then let out your best contented sigh of the morning. It sounds like fun. And a bow to namaste. So namaste. And you're just giving yourself a half hour of a really good immune boosting workout. And I will